Hello friends, I'm Kayla. Today I'm doing my apparently annual video where the scavenger hunt chooses my book. So I think 3 years ago I created this list of scavenger hunt prompts that take you through 10 different books via page number, genre, pointing at a word and then finding your next book. I don't really remember the list, but we're gonna go through it today and I'm gonna pick the next thing that I read. Depending on what book it is and the length of it, I might read the whole thing in this video too, or the first chapter, give you first impressions. I don't really know. But I have a free afternoon, so I figured we could do it together. And you can tell me, even if you're not gonna read the book that you end up with, like you do this with me, follow all the prompts, tell me the list, the journey that you went on, and what you should be reading at the end. This is good, especially if you're feeling uninspired by your TBR shelf, which happens to me like in the spring every year, and I do this every single spring. I do remember the first prompt and I've already prepared for it. It's grab your favorite book. Now, I feel like since we do this together every year, it should be our favorite book so far this year. And for me, I didn't know what to pick, but I was staring at all the books that I've given 5 stars so far, and this one just keeps sticking out to me, even though, like, I don't know. Is this something I would consider an all-time favorite book? I'm not sure, but every time I think about my favorite books of the year, Nothing to See Here pops into mind. So I did grab it. It's about kids who spontaneously combust in the family that is built for them. Now it says, go to the acknowledgements and the first name you see, find a book by an author with the same name. Now it can be like the first author you see right at the beginning, or you can just like stare at the page and whatever pops up first. So it's probably gonna be like, is it usually like your mom or something? Or is that who you dedicate the book to? Oh, this book was for Ann Patchett and Julie Bearer, but the acknowledgements, the first one is for Julie Bearer. Oh wow, I don't know that I've actually seen this long of an acknowledgements list that literally just lists them all. It's not like this person did this and this person did this. It's just like, these are all of my friends. But we are gonna go with Julie Bearer. Is Julie Bearer an author? Oh, I forgot to mention I'm starting at my TBR shelf, but we are gonna head over to my red shelf, and hopefully by the end of the video we come back here so we can find the book that we're actually gonna read. So I need to find an author with the name Julie. Do I need Goodreads, or can I just figure it out? Let's go to my red shelf. I must open the door, enter the room. Look how close my bookshelves are side by side. Also, don't pay attention to the mess of my shelves. Now, when I first hear the name Julie, I think Julie Murphy, who I don't own a book from, and I think Julie Plec, who did the Vampire Diaries, didn't write them, right? But she did the show. I don't think I know any Julies in real life. This is the scavenger part of the scavenger hunt. I can think of Julia Armfield of Our Wives Under the Sea fame. Julie. I don't think I have a Julie. That's such a common name, and I feel like maybe I don't have one. Julie doesn't write romance. I don't feel like Julie writes a thriller. I think Julie, if I'm gonna find a Julie, it's in speculative. Julie. Okay, I don't think I can do the first prompt without, it's not cheating, it's just like I would have liked to scavenge a little harder. What Julies even exist? Julie Clark, Julie Buxbaum, Julie Berry, Julie C. Dow? Wait, maybe Julie Murphy. Hold on. I think Julie Murphy has been in some anthologies. Ah, meet cute. Okay, so whatever the next prompt is, I can't apply it to the entire book. I'm just gonna apply it to Julie Murphy's story. So let's find it. Hopefully I gave it a good rating. Oh no, I gave it 2 stars. It's called Something Real. Okay, so let's figure out what the next prompt that I invented is. Find something on that cover. Okay, so I guess I do have to use the whole book. Find something on that cover and find another book with that thing in the title. Oh my god, what a fun prompt, Kayla. Okay, so these are people. Let's look up close. There are a bunch of people. There are some hats. Currently wishing I owned that one that's like the man who mistook his wife for a hat. There is cheeks, nose, lips, hair, a beret, an earring, a unibrow. Okay, I'm going back and forth between if I want to do eyes or face. Let's see what the next prompt is and cheat a little bit so it's an interesting one. Go to page 50, line 5. Pick a word from that line and find a title with that word. Okay, so should I commit to one right now? Or should I read page 50, line 5? Maybe there isn't even a line 5. Maybe it's a blank page. Okay, well, it's not. Okay, this one says, he works in procurement at a tech company. So boring. That is a boring line. I definitely don't have anything with tech or company or boring or procurement or work that I can think of. Smell of cigarette smoke. That would betray us. David would know. Okay, well, that's more interesting. Now, do we have a book with smoke? I feel like I do. Or smell. No, I definitely have smell. Betray is a good one. I don't know that I have betray. I don't think I have cigarette, but I definitely have smell or smoke. Let's go with the smell of other people's houses. This is about a community of people and it's super interesting. For this, I have to find a 5-star read with the same colors on the cover. Okay, well, first of all, this is a 5-star read. Highly recommend. Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. Same colors is easy because we have my purple shelves all side by side. So we could do Jamila Green. That has the purple and the yellow. Ooh, When You Trap a Tiger has purple and orangey yellow, and it has like a stardust quality to it. This feels like the right option, but there is a lot of orange. The Year We Fell from Space. It's more of a bluish purple. What about When the Moon Was Ours? That's more bluish purple too. Oh wait, it was supposed to be a 5-star read. Were those all 5 stars? As if I forgot the prompt and still only pulled 5-star reads. Or is my shelf just becoming more curated towards good books? Let's go with this one. I feel like it feels the rightest. Maybe we can go to my TBR shelf now. Let's see. Find a book with the same number of pages. You can use Goodreads for this, of course. The amount of pages is 287. I'm sure I will have no problem finding something with the same amount of pages. Let's head over to my TBR shelf though, just for a little more stimulating imagery. Oh my God, I just ran into my TV stand. Wait, what if I don't have a book here that's 287 pages? Goodreads is definitely my friend, but my laptop sounds like it's taking off. But I want to see if I can eyeball it. Are you calling to me? If I hold it next to each book, I should be able to get it, I think. I want to say Housewoman. I just bought this one. 314, maybe right next to it. Haunting of Alejandra. 260. 281. Fine, Goodreads. Tell me. Oh, I don't have one. I don't have one on my TBR. Okay, let's go back to my red shelf. That's fine. All right, my friend and enemy Goodreads tells me I have one book, 287 pages, Trail of Lightning. All right, what am I doing with this one? Flip open to any page. The first name you see, find a book by an author who shares that name. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, I thought I wrote such detailed notes. This is from the author because I got this via Page Habit. I completely forgot that was a thing. Okay, first name that I see is Long Arm, but right under it is Maggie. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything though, so I don't want to show you this page because the phrase that Maggie is in is something intense. Highly recommend Trail of Lightning. It's indigenous, it's fantasy, it's full of monstrous creatures, and this badass, naturally, Maggie Steve Otter, as if. Now I've got a few things to choose from here, none of which I can see. Let's grab Blue Lily Lily Blue. This is equally full of Post-its, but they are from me. Oh no. Prompt number 7 of 10 is find another title with the same number of letters. Really, I couldn't have chosen one with 3 or 4. I picked one where I'm gonna have to count a bunch of titles. Blue Lily Lily Blue, that's 4 times 4, which is 16. 16. Isn't it fun when I upload a video and you just get to watch me counting to 16 multiple times trying to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The Bodyguard. Nope. There is definitely a talent to being able to stare at a title and just know if it's the right number. You got a 4, 4, 3, and 3. Obviously that's wrong, Kayla. I wonder if I can find one though that has 4 and 4. Why would I give myself a challenge within the challenge? I don't know. For Your Own Good, Samantha Downing. That's another 4, 4, 3, 3. Girl Like That. 4, 4, 4, but then 1. Just like Home 4, 4, 4. Hey, this one is 4 words, 16 letters, just in a different configuration. This is also a book I recommend. It's weird and about burying bodies to fix them. Find a book with a similar cover. Now that's fun because it's a face and flowers, which is historically one of my favorite things. Excuse me while I lose my voice. Easy. Watch Over Me, Nina LaCour. Well, that's flowers in her hair. Felix Ever After is also flowers in the hair. We need to find flowers for a face. I think I got rid of If I Disappear. That one would have worked. Wilder Girls has similarities as far as the flowers, but also just the unsettling imagery of it all. It's also like hiding eyes. Oh wait, I know. Horrid. I don't think Horrid is on my shelves facing out. I think it's behind stuff. I didn't love this one, but I would still recommend it for ghost lovers of YA. And I feel like this is more on it. Flower faces, covering eyes even more. What am I doing with Horrid? And can I go to my TBR shelf now? Oh wait, this is the last prompt. I forgot. Prompt number 10 is just read. So prompt number 9 is flip to a random page, point at a word, and find that word in a book title on your TBR shelf. Let's head over. So as a reminder, here's the journey we have been on. We started with my favorite book of the year, Nothing to See Here, which prompted us to go to the acknowledgements. We found a Julie in Meet Cute. We took the faces on the cover with eyes and went to eyes. We read the line that brought us to the word smell. The cover of The Smell of Other People's Houses kind of looked like When You Trap a Tiger, which had the same amount of pages as Trail of Lightning. We found the name Maggie, which brought us to Blue Lily Lily Blue, which has the same number of letters in the title as Follow Me to Ground, which has a similar cover to Horrid. And now Katrina Leno is going to decide what off my TBR I'm reading today. Now the thing about this challenge is you can do it completely digitally. Like you don't have to own any of these books to figure it out. Or rather, you don't need to own all of the books to figure it out. And especially at this point, whatever word I flip to, I could find anything at the library, online, an audiobook. I want to read something off of my TBR. So when I flip it open and I pick a word, if I don't see that word in my physical TBR, I'm gonna flip to another word. In the past, I haven't done this. I've picked like completely random things I had to go out and find, but in the name of reading books that I own this year, that's what we're gonna do. The words I would be most excited to see here are the books that are like probably new releases that I haven't slotted into any videos. So like if I got Yellow or Face, if I got Camp or Zero, oh my God, if I got Drift, that would be incredible because I really need to read this and I have nowhere to put it. Oh my gosh, if I got Wrong or Time or Place, that would be cool. Now, if any of those words show up, I promise I wasn't cheating. I'm just manifesting it, I guess. Also, I do have a bunch of thrillers over here that like, when am I gonna read? So Plow would be great. Bones, Dead, Cabin, Sleeps. And then there's also a couple words that I'm gonna ignore if they pop up. I'm not gonna read because they're already planned for a video. I'm sorry if that ruins like the magic of the scavenger hunt, but like I'm already planning these for a vlog. If like Witch or Leech shows up, I'm just gonna pretend it didn't. What would actually be most beneficial is if something from these ones showed up because I have all of these books that I pulled out of my members TBR jar and I haven't picked which one I'm gonna read this month and I've been putting off that decision. So like Sky or Dream or Worst or Best or Man, that could make the decision here for me. But enough talking, let's do it. I'm gonna not cut so you know that I wasn't cheating. I'm trying to get anything specific. Ready? Table. Table. I'm gonna have to consult Goodreads. I don't think I have one, but just in case. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. I literally just walked past a book, a cookbook. Okay, we're not gonna count this, but like this is in my stack. I literally bumped into this specific book. When the tripod hit the TV stand, I like knocked over the Okanagan Table, which is a cookbook about using local ingredients. And a lot of them are available specifically in the summertime. And it is currently the summertime. So maybe I should cook something from here for dinner. How fun. Let's pick another word because that obviously doesn't count, but oh, and I didn't check Goodreads. I was going for it and then got distracted by joy. What if I do have table somewhere else? The Inevitable Victorian Thing has a table in it, but I've already read it. Okay, let's go for another. From. Oh, it's right next to the word knife. I feel like I have something with knife, but I didn't hit that. I hit from. Also, don't look too closely. Maybe this is gonna spoil things for this book. I definitely have from. Do I need to? Okay, wait, let me just look. I'm scared. I don't think any of the books I just showed you had from in the title. So let's see if we have something here or if I can pull again. I definitely have from somewhere here. I know it, I just know it. Like The Girl from blah, 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 or a book that's like From Autumn to Ashes, From First to Last. Those are bands, but I think there's something like that. I I don't see anything here. I'm going to the TBR closet. You can't come. It's messy and full of secrets. Oh, I found 4. I found Fun. Far from the Light of Heaven. I've read. Beneath the Moon, Fairy Tales from Around the World. Okay, I don't own that. Talking as Fast as I Can, From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls. I've read that. Feminist Theory, From Margin to Center. I've read that. Be Not Far From Me. I've read that. Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women that the Movement Forgot. I've read that. Wait, I don't have one. I have so many that I've read, but none on my TBR shelf. Okay, I guess that's good because then I have another chance to get something that I wanted. Okay. School? Oh no. Oh no. I literally just looked in the closet and I saw this book that I haven't hauled and I was thinking if I should haul it or not because it was sent to me unsolicited and it has school in the title. I also have this other book that I gave to my mom with school in the title that I don't want to read. The School, or is it The Home for Good Mothers? Maybe not. Okay. Do I want to grab this? Here's the thing, I could edit this out, just never tell you that this is what I grabbed. But maybe it would be fun. What is on this book? Why is it lotiony? Okay, so this was sent to me by Simon & Schuster Canada, which is so kind of them. It comes out July 11th, so I guess it would be good to promote if it's good. It's called The St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward. Is it YA? That was my fear. Oh, and it's a pseudonym for J.R. Ward, who I think writes like erotic fiction. Do I have anything else with school? Just to confirm first. We've got camp, we've got house, we've got swamp, cabin, house again. Good thing I didn't get house. How would I have picked? Okay, it is YA and it has a 3.3 average rating and I'm scared of it. Maybe I will read the first couple chapters and just give you my first impressions as part of this video. But yeah, I'm gonna pick another word. I'm sorry if that's cheating. It's not on my TBR, you know what I mean? Okay. There's nothing there. When? When? The phrase is coffee when Jane reached the kitchen. I feel like that would be a thriller title, but I don't see anything. When the lights go out, when Harry met Sally, you know? Once again, Goodreads tells me I've read so many books with that in the title, but I have none on my TBR. I have one called When Grumpy Met Sunshine that doesn't come out until 2024. And then I have Practice Makes Perfect, which is part of a series called When in Rome, but it's not in the title. Okay, I'm just gonna try one more time and I'll commit to reading this if I don't get a word because I feel like the universe is punishing me now and is not gonna let me find a word that I have because I should have just read the thing that I own. House. I got house. I got house. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, except for this house is the phrase that I landed on. I want to read House of Cotton, but I want to read Housewoman, but I am waiting for Summerween, but I don't think I'm going to get to both of them in Summerween. I wanted a good word and then I got a good word and now I'm regretting getting a good word. Rotterhouse? Wait, the 12 Nights at Rotterhouse? Is there any other houses? Any other houses? Speak up if you're a house. I made a mistake. I also looked in my TBR closet and I found more houses. When am I ever going to read Devil House? And then I have my mother's house. I have too many options. This was like best case scenario, but also worst case scenario. The thing is my TBR is already pretty stacked for Summerween, so maybe I should read this one, but I also want to read this one. And now I can't read all 3 of these in one day. Oh, this is so hard. I would say like I'll read the first chapter of both of these and decide, but I've already read the first chapter of this and I gave it a 10 out of 10 for intrigue in this video. But I just bought House of Cotton. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll read both. I don't know. I'll check in with you at some point with some information. Bye. Okay, so House of Cotton by Monica Brashears. I am 5 chapters in and it's weird. I don't really know what genre this fits into. I'm glad people like kind of warned me about that as far as it being a good book club pick or not, because yeah, it doesn't really seem like horror or thriller, but it also doesn't just seem like general fiction. It's definitely weird and I feel like it's gonna get icky. Like there have already been some sexual descriptions that I feel like will throw people off. interestingly, this has a 3.2 average rating on Goodreads, so people are not meshing with it. It is already reminding me of Lakewood by Megan Giddings as far as the commentary involved. We're following a young Black woman in the South and the things that she is not being forced into, but the things that she gets wrapped up in because of the opportunities that she has, or rather does not have. She's in a certain situation where she's willing to take any opportunity that comes her way because of what we learned in the first couple chapters. And what came her way is somebody who works at a mortuary asking her to come do a modeling job for him. We have yet to know exactly what that entails, but it seems like she's going to be dressing up as like dead people. Then the synopsis talks about how things get weirder, like the requests get more odd. And since we've already had some sexual content, I just feel like it's going to get more like uncomfortable. So we'll just see how it goes. I am still intrigued as I was when I purchased this, added it to my most anticipated list. I feel like there is this underlying kind of surrealism that I don't know is going to get fully explained. Also, Rob, I forgot, is taking the vehicle to take Liam to baseball, so I can't go out and buy anything for dinner. And by the time he gets home, if he brought home like ingredients, it would be pretty late to cook, so he usually just brings home dinner on these days. So that's actually good for me because then I can just read this today and then tomorrow cook something from the recipe book and read the Rotterhouse book. That's what I currently have going on in my mind. All right, this was definitely a book. It was an experience. I don't even know how to describe this to you. I would actually put it more in the category of like weird girl, sad girl fiction over like the horror or even like kind of magical gothic category that I assumed it was in. Like, it is weird, it is ghosty, so I'm gonna compare it to things like, this is for fans of A Touch of Jen, a little bit of Catherine House, Luster, Big Swiss, like I said, Lakewood, A Girl is a Half-Formed Thing, maybe. It is hard topics. Magnolia is dealing with a lot of stuff and she is being preyed upon, but it also has this beautiful writing and it's a little bit vague at the same time, which is just such an interesting mix of things. It's like the plot isn't clear, but the writing knows exactly what it's doing. And it's not like she is going to his funeral home and it's super weird and the location itself is unsettling and haunted. It's more her as a person. She isn't just stuck there. She still exists in her real life. She has stuff going on with like a friend, a landlord. She's grappling with a lot of grief. Her grandmother recently died and she is talking to her ghost. And she, I would say, is just disassociating for a good portion of the book when she's communicating with ghosts. And then also she is imagining herself in different scenarios. So she will have this moment where she envisions herself as a hairbrush and like what she's doing in a different world, in a different situation. The sexual content is frequent and explicit, and there's also stuff about pregnancy and abortion and assault, and there's a lot to wade through. But then also she has this job where she's like putting on an act and dressing up as these dead people. It's so strange. This was so strange. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I liked it. I feel like I would recommend it to people, but it's not a huge standout to me. I am glad that I read it, and I don't know. I'll talk to you tomorrow about something else. Hello. It is a new day and a new book. I got the first 10 chapters in and I love it. I love it so much. The scares haven't even come into it yet, so it doesn't feel like horror, but it's one of those really meta ones where there's a guy and he's writing a book about his experience in this haunted house, but he himself doesn't really believe in ghosts. And he's talking about all the things that he's writing. This is the one that started with the first chapter that I gave a 10 out of 10 because it ends with, well, it starts with this guy who writes books about haunted experiences, and he's trying to get into this haunted house that no one else has ever like been in, and he wants to not leave, just go into the house, have no outside contact, and he's trying to convince her to let him into the house. And he's talking about the book and the writing process, and he goes, the book's going to be called 13 Nights at Rotter House. And the fact that the book is called 12 Nights at Rotter House, you know that something bad is going to happen that's going to cut the book off, like his book and this book. And I just love that we're getting all these descriptions of the house, and then he's saying like how he's going to describe these things in his book, but it's like we've already read them. And then he invites a friend, and there's some drama with this friend. Something happened to them like a year ago that we're not privy to yet, but he's clearly like his ghost hunting companion. And he's talking about how much he needs him there and how there needs to be dialogue in the book and it can't just be paragraphs of description. And up until that point, we just had paragraphs of description until we got dialogue because another character came in. So it's just like all self-referential. And then his friend starts listing horror movies, and they're having this little back and forth game that they're playing, which I love. And as he's listing all the horror movies, they're written in italics, and he goes, are you gonna keep referencing horror movies like this entire time we're here, and what this makes you think of and what this reminds you of? Because I don't want to have to write all of these italics in my book. So he's putting like all of his experiences in the thing that he's writing, whatever happens, whether there's ghosts or not. And now where I've stopped, we've just gotten a scene where something creepy is happening. I'm out running errands today and doing some shopping. It's almost Rob's birthday. I need to get him some gifts. I grabbed my coffee. I'll probably end up at a bookstore, and then I need to grab some groceries. The local farmers market isn't open yet, but there's lots of stores that obviously carry local produce, so I can make something. I think I've picked like the braised beet recipe from the book. Every single recipe, well, I would say like 95% of them had meat, and I don't really purchase meat. I don't cook meat in the house very often, but I'm gonna make some local beets. So it's probably not the most exciting recipe to follow, but the restaurant that the cookbook came from is actually like a local one that we really enjoy. So I was just flipping through this morning and then reading this, and now I'm grabbing the audiobook so I can listen while I'm out and about. Rob's actually home from work today because he threw his back out, so I made him a massage therapy appointment at like 3, so I have to get home by then. And then Liam has a cold, so he stayed home from school. That's more information than you needed, and this isn't supposed to be like a super long vlog. So next time I talk to you, I will tell you, like maybe I'll check in with you before I'm finished, but maybe not till the end. I don't know, it depends how my day goes. Hello, my house is a mess. Please don't mind it. I'm making good progress through Rotter House. I am like 70 pages from the end. Oh, actually only 50 pages from the end. We're at night 10, and the scares have definitely happened. It's more about like these two men just experiencing this together. They have something that's gone on in their friendship that we still don't know about. I'm gonna open my jewelry from Howl Jewelry. I'm currently making something from this. But while it feels like it should be them working through whatever they're working through, but it's not really. It's like we're not really gonna know what happened that night that they keep referring to that kind of ended their friendship, or if one person feels like they need to apologize for. Whatever it is, they're not really working through it, but I guess they kind of are just by experiencing this experience together. The haunting of the house, the building out of this book, really. If it was a 5-star before, it's probably a 4 right now. Here's the package. How cute. I'm gonna get rings next time if I like what's happening here. Here's the recipe that I'm making: braised beets with crumbled goat cheese. So I got myself fresh local beets, red and golden. I got local Okanagan Falls goat cheese. And then I also got sunflower sprouts, salt and pepper, garlic, onion, rosemary, thyme, cloves, cinnamon, coriander, which I already had. The only 2 things I couldn't find, and I went to multiple specialty stores. I went to 4 grocery stores today, and I could not find raspberry vinegar. I could figure out how to make it myself, but I was not in the mood to actually buy raspberries and do that. And I also couldn't find juniper berries, and I looked everywhere and I didn't think it would be this hard. So anyway, this goes in the oven in like a casserole dish for an hour and a half. I'm just using the vinegar I already have, and it's not going to taste the same as the recipe, but I love beets. Now let's check out the jewelry. We've got this one. They come in recyclable packaging, which is great. I also got, I don't think I ordered this. I definitely would not have ordered something with a K on it. I mean, it's pretty. I just never would have picked that out. What I did pick out is this one. And then here's the last one. It's like a thick braided one. I think these are really nice. Okay, yeah, that one was a gift because I spent over a certain amount. It just said mystery gift. So I really like the shape of it. How lovely of them to pick out something specific for my name. Okay, so I don't think that the thick one is as flattering on me as it was on the models on the website, which is funny because you think about that for clothes, but I wasn't thinking about it for jewelry. Also, the casual top is really not the move with this type of necklace. Okay, I'm gonna go make some food. Be right back. And finish my book. Now, I know I didn't have all the ingredients right for the beets, but I must say it was pretty good. I've never braised beets before. And it was pretty delicious. Even Rob was semi into them. Liam gave it a 4 out of 10. These boys historically hate anytime I make beets for dinner, which is why I had a whole cannelloni dish ready on the side. I finished 12 Nights at Rotter House. This was a time. It was so weird because the last third, I felt like it was 2015 and 2015 Kayla would have eaten this up. Like the twist, the reveal, maybe not everything involved. Like this book definitely gets a little bit questionable, but maybe it's things that I wouldn't bat an eye at the way that I do now. But I don't know that 2015 me would have appreciated the slow build and the direct to reader kind of meta vibe of the entire thing. And I just don't know that this is something that I would feel comfortable recommending broadly. I think there are people who definitely could enjoy this, but it has a pretty low Goodreads average rating, and I do understand why without reading any reviews. I can understand a couple specific things that I can't figure out if the book and the author is saying and trying to imply, or if that's just his idea of this is horror and horrific things are happening and this character and everyone involved is like kind of questionable. Much like almost all of the horror I've been reading recently, it had some very uncomfortable sexual references, and even like House of Cotton was sexual, but it served a purpose. The things in here just felt very like, let me throw this in for shock value kind of vibe. And I don't know how to say this, like, I don't know. I felt like I felt like the author was doing something. I felt like he was in on it with me and he was smart. This has a purpose and intent. And then it went off the rails in more than just the twist and the shocks. Like it just got kind of weird and not in a good way. That really makes me question the author. Like why is that what you wanted? Like, why is this the story you wanted to tell? Why did you include these scenes? Like, what was the point? And it also makes my rating just really confusing. My instinct is a 3.5, but that's what I gave House of Cotton. And I feel like I respect that story more. Maybe give me a little more time away from this. By the end of the month, I'll tell you an official rating. I need to read people's reviews and hopefully there's some videos I can watch. Then I read the first couple chapters of the St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward, and I was fully prepared to continue reading and to tell you like I was wrong. I judged it too quickly. Like I'll give it another chance, or maybe I'm gonna read a little bit more. The first chapter really worked. Like I was ready for it to change my mind. Just the initial impression that I got from this didn't seem like it would be for me, and then the first couple chapters solidified it is not for me. This isn't a character voice I'm enjoying. I don't think I would like reading from her perspective. Just the way that she talks, like even about herself and how she comes to this new school and she's dressed in black from head to toe because she's not like other girls, and she dresses this way because, what did she say? She's angry at the world and it's easy to be made fun of for being such a freak. And so she meets this girl who is gonna bully her, and I think there's a death at the school. And then she also has bipolar, and therefore I guess she's supposed to be an unreliable narrator because she's experiencing all of these different moods and feelings throughout the book. I mean, I'm not that far in, but like the secret history, and just because something takes place at a school doesn't mean we need to throw the secret history onto it. Again, I'm probably judging this too harshly, but I didn't know this was set in 1991, and I was fully expecting to like jump timeline a little bit, but it doesn't. And I'm just wondering like who this is written for, because if you were a teenager in 1991, like I'm assuming this author was, and this is her, you know, nostalgia kind of book, if that's the point, it should be an adult novel, and it should be for the other people who were teenagers in the early 90s, and so they could feel the nostalgia too. Like if this is for current day teens, I just don't know that they're gonna connect with this setting and this type of character and the story that's being created here. There's just so many references that make it clear this author was like at this age at this time, and the amount of references already and description just makes it feel like something that would be enjoyed most by people who can be like, oh yeah, I used that conditioner and I remember watching that show. Oh, I remember the rampant homophobia. I'm sure that this is a book for someone, and it was unfair of me to even pick this up to begin with because I really don't like YA mysteries in the first place. But it seems like the kind of unreliable narrator due to mental health that I don't know that I would appreciate reading anyway. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm still judging it too harshly. So keep an eye out for other people who are doing actual reviews and reading it thoroughly and have smart things to say, because that's not me. This was my scavenger hunt. I was supposed to read one book. I read two, and then a cookbook, and then a couple chapters, and I didn't love anything, but I hope this video was still interesting or valuable or something at the end of the day, and I will see you with another one soon. Bye.